Welcome, friends, to a journey through time and faith. Today, we delve into the book of Numbers, the fourth book of the Bible and the Old Testament. This book, you see, it's more than just numbers on a page. It continues the epic saga of the Israelites after their miraculous exodus from Egypt, their journey from slavery to freedom, and it's named for the two censuses, the counting of the Israelite people that frame their story. Numbers, you'll find, is a book of contrasts. It speaks of order and chaos, faith and doubt, obedience and rebellion. But through it all, we witness the unwavering presence of God, guiding His people toward the promised land. Imagine, if you will, the vastness of the Sinai desert. The sun beating down on a sea of tents. It is here in this desolate yet strangely beautiful landscape that we find the Israelites, newly freed from generations of slavery. God, in His infinite wisdom, commands Moses to take a census of the people. Every man from 20 years old and up able to go to war is counted and recorded tribe by tribe. This meticulous accounting wasn't just about numbers, it was about order, about knowing His people, about preparing them for the journey ahead. And what a journey it would be. Not a simple stroll through the desert, mind you, but a generation-defining trek through harsh and unforgiving terrain. God, ever mindful of their needs, lays out specific instructions for the journey. The Israelites are organized into their tribal groups, each with their designated position around the tabernacle, the sacred tent that housed the Ark of the Covenant, a symbol of God's presence among them. Purity, both physical and spiritual, was paramount. Detailed laws were given regarding hygiene, sanitation, and the handling of sacred objects. The Levites, descendants of Levi, were set apart for the service of the tabernacle, entrusted with the care and transport of its sacred contents. These early chapters, they paint a picture of a people being molded, shaped, prepared for their destiny. A people learning to live as a community bound by covenant, by law, and by a shared belief in the God who had delivered them. With the census complete and the people organized, the Israelites set out from Mount Sinai, the very place where Moses received the 10 Commandments. A pillar of cloud by day, a pillar of fire by night, served as a constant reminder of God's presence, leading them ever forward. But the journey, as we often find in life, was not without its trials. The terrain was harsh, the sun unforgiving. Supplies began to dwindle, and the Israelites, their faith tested, did what many of us do in times of hardship. They grumbled, they complained, they questioned God's plan. Their murmuring, like the desert wind, grew into a storm of rebellion. They longed for the comforts of Egypt, forgetting the bitterness of slavery, remembering only the taste of onions and cucumbers. They challenged Moses' leadership, questioning his authority and God's promise. Time and again, God, in His mercy, provided for them. Manna, bread from heaven, appeared each morning. Quail, flown in by a divine wind, satisfied their hunger for meat. Water flowed from rocks, a testament to God's power and provision. Yet, despite these miracles, the Israelites continued to doubt, to test the very hand that fed them. And so, a consequence, a lesson learned the hard way. God, grieved by their lack of faith, declared that the generation who had witnessed the plagues of Egypt, the parting of the Red Sea, who had stood at the foot of Mount Sinai, would not see the promised land. They would wander the wilderness for 40 years, a year for each day they had spent spying out the land, their doubt and fear shaping their destiny. 40 years, a lifetime in the wilderness, a generation born and raised under a desert sky, their lives a testament to the consequences of disobedience, but also to the enduring faithfulness of God. As the old generation passed away, a new one emerged. A generation tempered by hardship, humbled by their parents' mistakes, yet filled with a renewed sense of hope and purpose. And so, on the plains of Moab, just across the Jordan River from the Promised Land, Moses gathered the people one last time. A new census was taken, a symbolic counting of this new generation, unburdened by the past, poised to inherit the promise. Moses, the faithful shepherd, nearing the end of his own journey, meticulously reviewed the laws God had given them, reminding them of their covenant with the Almighty. He apportioned the land, dividing it amongst the tribes, ensuring a just and equitable distribution, a blueprint for their future. He appointed Joshua, a man of courage and faith, as his successor, entrusting him to lead the people across the Jordan and into their inheritance. In these final chapters, we see a sense of anticipation, a palpable excitement as the Israelites prepare to cross the threshold into the land promised to their ancestors. Their journey, though marked by hardship and delay, has ultimately refined their faith, forged their identity, and prepared them to become a people set apart, a light to the nations. These are the key themes and stories from the Book of Numbers, a pivotal chapter in the journey of the Israelites. It's a book that speaks to the human condition, to our capacity for both faith and doubt, obedience and rebellion. It reminds us that the journey of faith, like the Israelites' journey through the wilderness, is rarely easy or straightforward. There will be challenges, setbacks, moments when we question everything. But through it all, Numbers assures us that God remains faithful, even when we falter. He guides us, provides for us, and ultimately leads us to the destination He has prepared for us. Stay tuned for more insightful explorations of the Bible and its profound teachings.